Transport Minister Barbara Creecy will today check in on the progress made on the multi-billion rand N2 and N3 projects. The visit will start at the 4.5 billion rand Key Ridge project in Peacevale, then move to the 5 billion rand EB Cloete project upgrades, and then finally the N2 KwaMashu to Umdloti River Bridge. Let's get you a sense of how things are faring so far. On the ground for us is SABC News reporter Paulse, who joins us now live. Jade, perhaps help us locate exactly where you are in Durban and what we're able to see about the progress being made on these projects.
Oh, well, a very good afternoon to you, Ayanda, and to the viewers back at home. And yes, we are in Peacevale. We are at the Key Ridge project, and this is a multi-million rand project. You would know that this is going to alleviate the congestion on the N3 to pass through this particular area where the trucks will be weighed, cargo will be weighed, and then they will branch back on to the N3. And you would know, if you're residing in the Pietermaritzburg and Durban area, that this particular stretch of road has seen a lot of congestion over the years as infrastructure and road developments continue. But to speak more about the oversight visit, I am joined by the Minister of Transport, Barbara Creecy. Thank you so much for joining us, Minister. You've been relatively busy this morning looking at all the infrastructure, bridges and roads that are being built in the province. Just your general oversight views.
Well, I think that what we've been seeing this morning is an amazing overview of the significant upgrades that SANRAL is doing to the N3 and N2 road networks. And as you've already said, this upgrade is really important in terms of easing congestion. Most of this highway will now be 4 lanes or 5 lanes between Pietermaritzburg and Durban. And of course, we're also focusing on the safety issue. And this particular area that you can see behind me has been an area where there has been high accident rates. There's also been a lot of congestion because trucks have to change down to a lower gear. The idea of this amazing bridge, which is costing about 4.5 billion rand, is to completely remove the curves and the steep inclines in the road and to make sure that the road will be much shorter but also much safer. It really is an incredible engineering feat. There are support towers that are 30 meters high. They go 40 meters underground so that the section of the road will be stable. And what you can see behind me is an area where they are constructing sections of the platform, and they are, as they construct them, they pop them out and then move this whole thing forward to the next support structure. I think what is also important about these projects is that they're not about economic benefits and safety benefits. It's also about job creation. Overall, this project will create about 35,000 full-time equivalents, although obviously there will be many more individuals involved because not all of these jobs are permanent or full-time. What is also special about this project is the fact that 30% of the spend is on subcontractors. So on the 9 packages that we've been looking at this morning, there'll be an 8 billion rand spent on small companies, because it allows those companies to move up the CIDB grading scale, so that the next time they bid for work, they can do more complicated work and, of course, better paid work. Also involved here is an amazing job training exercise. Altogether, on all of the upgrades on the N2 and the N3, we have involved 1,000 young people. You would know that many people leave FET colleges or universities and they never get work. And the reason that they never get work is that they've never completed the technical part of their training. State-owned companies historically played a very important role in providing that technical experience. And I'm very pleased to say that on this project, SANRAL will spend 340 million rand ensuring that young people who have left formal technical education get the necessary work experience so that they can be properly registered as professional people.
And Minister, if we look at the road infrastructure and how long this particular project is going to take on the N3, I know many people have been asking me on Twitter, ask her that, how long are we going to suffer with this congestion on the road?
Well, let me apologize for the congestion. I drove all the way this morning and I really did see what you are suffering each and every day. All I can say, having lived through the Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project myself as a former resident of Gauteng, in the end it's worth it. It's a 4-year project. It started in 2023. It will be concluded in 2027 and the EB Cloete interchange in 2028. So unfortunately there's still pain to go. All we can do is appeal to motorists to be patient and to say that in the long term it will be worth it.
Now, there's also been a contentious issue about the Transnet. There's a private bidder. There's been an interdict. Talk to us about, will you be appealing that particular court ruling on that matter?
I did have an opportunity to talk with the chair of Transnet last night. We've agreed that we will abide by the court ruling to appeal this decision. We think it's important to do everything we can to make sure that we are able to bring in a private partner who will invest in the Port of Durban and make sure that we improve the productivity of the port so that all of the goods and services that need to move through that port with speed are able to do so. The court has recommended a review of the tender process. We are consulting with our legal teams on what this means and how we can make that a reality.
And then, Minister, before I let to you and the MEC of Transport in the province go, we've also seen construction mafia. Perhaps we can just get, I know you guys were speaking about this briefly, just your inputs on what exactly is happening on the ground, behind the scenes, and where are we now with this construction mafia?
Well, let me say that SANRAL's got an amazing community outreach team. And my own view is you must never get tired of talking, because talking is what yields results. As you can see, these projects haven't been stopped. They are proceeding. We are creating a significant number of jobs. I've already explained the subcontracting involved. So we believe that it is far more beneficial for communities to cooperate with us because there will be benefits. But allow the MEC just to say from his own personal experience as a man on the ground what he's seeing with these projects.
No, thank you so much. Let us congratulate first you for winning the award. It's very key. We are so impressed and proud as the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Let us also thank the Minister for hitting the ground running. As the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we've recently met the Minister of SABC, Minister of Police, Minister Senzo Mchunu, who has just assured us that we must robustly engage on a joint program. Fortunately for SANRAL, none of these projects have been stopped. I'm sure you've seen or heard that from Ashburton, it has been proceeding well because of the engagement of stakeholders. Same thing applies to Key Ridge. We are here in Cliffdale, later on to EB Cloete. The same thing applies to our project. The issue, there is a decrease of those who are doing the extortionist in the process of KwaZulu-Natal because police are involved. We've met Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General Mkwanas, who just told us that each project that we are going to launch, we must work together. The subs must be present when we do the launching of the project. It becomes easier, and that work ethics, that work relationship has stabilized issues, and the relationship to that CLOs must be on hand, must be in charge, and there's a nice improvement. And I want to thank the Minister for this big benefit to the province of KwaZulu-Natal in terms of road infrastructure.
Thank you very much, MEC there of Transport.
One piece of good news.
Yes, Minister.
One piece of good news for commuters. The Cater Ridge to Ashburton section with the 4 lanes in each direction will open early next year.
Great news. I'm sure those that are watching are very happy to hear that. Thank you very much for your time, Minister Barbara Creecy, and as well as the MEC in the Transport Department here in KZN, Siboniso Dumayana, just touching on not only the developments, the infrastructure, what's to come with regards to the N3, but also talking on some issues that KZN has been experiencing, such as the construction mafia. So I'll leave it there and hand back to you, Ayanda.
All right, Jade Paulse, thanks very much indeed. We'll take all the good news we can get. Jade is left to us there from a stretch of the N3 in KwaZulu-Natal. Thanks very much indeed.